Alrighty, Saints fans, we're back here for another week. I can't believe how quick this season's going. We are up to the last interstate game of our season as well, which is exciting. It means we get a good run home all at Marvel Stadium so we can get around the boys. It is round 18 against the Adelaide Crows in Adelaide Saturday night. I think it's our last primetime sort of fixture as well. Look, it's always nice and easy to have a chat after a really strong collective win, but we can't just be happy with that. That's the level now, and I know a lot of comments through Saints TV and the St Kilda post as well online was now that's the standard. We need to actually maintain that for a consistent time. Obviously, there's going to be lapses of it, but we want to make sure we can continue that going forward. So it was a great win last week, but doesn't get any easier. I know Adelaide Crows have been a little bit underwhelming this year. They've probably been the biggest surprise packet from a downpour year, if you could put it that way. The way they go about their football is very, very tight, very contested. And then they like to use their hands and use the width of Adelaide Oval to their advantage. They've got some really good ball users. There's Isaac Rankin, who's not playing, he's suspended. He's probably a benefit to us. But again, they've got players that can step up. And they put Brisbane to the medal last week. They only lost by a couple of goals. So when they're on, they're a really hard team to stop. That's away from home. At home, I like to call them sometimes flat track bullies because they do like to bully their opponents at home. They're really strong and they can always cause a massive upset. So this week, clearance game is going to be absolutely important. They've got some really good ball winners in the middle. Matt Crouch, 7 or 6.5 clearances per game. Rory Laird averages 5.5. Jake Saligo's been a really important piece to their midfield the last, probably for the whole year, if I'm completely honest. The way he goes about, he's a really good inside mid, but can get on the outside as well. And then Jordan Dawson, who I rate extremely highly. I think he's one of the more quiet achievers in the league. I know he got All-Australian last year, but in terms of from the media, popularity and continual talking points, he does fly under the radar just a little bit. His clearance works really good. His ball use is really good, entering inside 50. His leadership, he gets tagged nearly every week, but he still manages to sort of shake it and really fight for his team. And he does a really good job of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we were to tag. I know we didn't tag last week, and I was actually surprised by that, of how courageous that decision was and how beneficial it was to not tag as well. But if we were to tag, he would be the one that I'd be putting like a Jack Steele on, just to shut him down and minimise his influence within the contest. Up forward, they've got Darcy Fogarty, who has been around for a while now, but I feel like he's starting just to come into his own little patch now. I think Tex has been in and out of the side this year through injury and form. And he's sort of just maybe taking his opportunity a bit more now. He's sort of like a Charlie Dixon, likes to crash the pack, use his body. He's a big, strong lad. And being able to, take a good grab, but his set shot he's one of the best kicks in the game. It's been known for a few years now. So we can't let him get on a little bit of a run. As I said, they do like the contested ball. They use it on the outsides really well. Their overlap run's pretty good. Their defence is what I have question marks over. I thought our attack last week may actually be a concern for them. The way that we were able to move the ball from defensive 50 to attacking and actually hitting the scoreboard, and accurately as well. I mean, it's always known for us to miss opportunities, but we really put Sydney to the medal with scoreboard pressure. So, and that's ultimately what kept us in the game and won the game for us. So if we can do that again on the weekend, especially for the first half, then it's going to put Adelaide on the back foot. They do like to drop their heads just a little bit. They've had, as I said at the start, they haven't had a great year. They were expected to be top 8, sometimes even top 6, just given they get that sort of 13 games at home. And they've really missed an opportunity, and there's a lot of pressure on them at the moment. So it'd be nice for us to go there, put them to the medal, and really create that more exposure, more pressure, from the media, because it'll give Ross and the boys a bit of a lift. They should be full of confidence after last week's game. and really take it to them. So key matchups that we're looking for. They did put a little bit of a tag on Lockie Neal last week, so I think Murphy went for him. Lockie Murphy, I don't know if they put him on Sinclair, but they may, or at Naz, just to nullify their influence. I would expect Ben Keys to actually, even though he's been up forward and he kicked 4 last week, kicking some goals, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and put him as a defensive role on Cal Wilkie or Josh Battle, just to, again, minimise the influence. Cal Wilkie had a superb game last week. Would have been best on ground if it wasn't for Mateus. And then in the midfield, Matt Crouch, as I mentioned, is an absolute... He doesn't get the rewards the raps that other midfielders may get. He just does his job really well. He's not a high meters gain player. He's the one that gets in and under, gets dirty, and really allows then for the likes of Rory Laird, Saligo, Rankin, Rochelle, Dawson, those types to get on the outside and then use the ball well. So clearance is going to be massive. Riley O'Brien hasn't been in the best form this year, but we know what he can do. He's a tall ruckman, really good tap, but can work around the ground and be that defensive sort of intercept player. So Marshall will need to have his game on, but I thought he was great against Brady Grundy, kicked a few goals. And I like that he's using that in his game at the moment to really go forward and maximise that matchup. So look for him to again to do that this week with no Max King as well. So that's my take this week. As I said, I think we're in a really good spot. Adelaide haven't been the best, and we're coming off a really good win. And all in all, like last month, performance-wise, we haven't been that bad. We've been pretty good. So get down to the game on Saturday night in Adelaide if you can. SA fans always travel really well, so it'll be nice to see a big sea of red, black and white. And as always, go you mighty Saints.